everybody. Navy vet finally out at the range. Today I have my Werndl, and we are going to test some loads and fire form. I have two different bullets. I have a powder-coated bullet, and I also have just plain lead bullet. Now this brass has not been trimmed. I just made it out of 358 Winchester brass, and I cobbled some reloading together that I have in my reloading room to just make these sizes brass so it'll work. So I don't know, I just got set up, and they have a break like every 10 minutes, and it should be coming up on a break pretty soon. But I did fire form a few of these a while back, but I haven't had any tests on the range. And here you'll see the two different bullets, and here's the fire form bullet. I mean brass. And again, it's 348 Winchester, and they are a little tight in the chamber after they're fired. So, you know, I want to get them all fire formed, and then I'll trim them. They are about 100 thousandths short of being the correct length as far as the brass goes, but they seem to work. So I'm going to put that on camera, and I will see how it does. So I'm using the 4570 Lee mold, which is a 405 grain bullet, and it's got a slight little flat top. It's a hollow base bullet, and I'm using IMR 4198 at 29 grains. The overall length is 2 inches 880 thousandths, and I'm using a CCI large rifle primer. Now the way I figured out the overall length is I just did it. I loaded a blank long, and just kept pushing it down until it was off of the lands. And so I'm going to wait till after the break, and then we'll start shooting. Well, I don't know. I'm going to fire a couple off. This is a unique little gun. It's a rotary breech. I've never seen anything like it. The other thing is the sights are, of course I don't have my shooting glasses on. So let me do that. Sorry folks. Let me grab my glasses. Where did I put them? Oh, there they are. I laid them out. These glasses allow me to see the front sight and also the target at 50 yards. And that's because I have two different prescriptions. I have one for up close and one for far away. Now when I test fired this, I wasn't shooting at a target, so I do not know where this is going to shoot. I gotta tell you, trigger pull on this is horrendous. Now, when you want to eject this, you just push that down a little bit, and the case comes right out. I didn't set up the chronograph. I don't really care at this point. So, and some of these are a little snug. Okay, trigger pull is really heavy. But with these glasses, I can see my sights very well. Wow, trigger pull is kind of like my Martini Henry. Horrendous. should be coming up on a break pretty soon. Maybe I can get a few shots off. Now I will say I do have a filler in here. I'm using a backer rod and a felt wad over the powder, and a backer rod to take up the airspace. And it works pretty well. I find that I get a more complete burn on my powder when I have the backer rod in there. And this is really a cool gun. This rotary breech system is pretty cool. Wow, that trigger pull is heavy. Very heavy. Yeah, it's fire forming really nice. These aren't sticking in the chamber like the first ones were. All right, I think that's 5. Okay. Everybody's standing around. I think the break must be coming up pretty quick here. This brass fire. Ceasefire, 1 minute. There you go. This brass fire forms really well. So what I'm doing is I'm actually shooting a loaded round and fire forming at the same time. A lot of people will load a powder and use cream of wheat as a filler and a wax cap on it or what have you. I don't do that. I just shoot them, and I've never had a problem with that. The case is fire form. Okay, so I'm gonna go down there. Well, there's a lot of 7.62 by 3.9 brass on the ground there. I usually pick that up, but I got plenty of it, and I haven't started reloading for that yet. I did a few years back, just playing around. Yeah, right now the price isn't too bad, so if it starts getting expensive, I have the brass. I can reload it. It's really icy out here today, and I see we're grouping. That's cool. Yeah, nice little group there. And so it's not bad. Shooting high and to the right, which I'm not surprised. We're at 50 yards, and I think the minimum is 200 or 300 meters on that rifle. So, yeah, not bad. It's pretty cool. So I think that 45-70 bullet's going to work. It's pretty much the same size as it is for my trapdoor as far as groove diameter. So, you know, it's in that range. I can't tell you off the top of my head what the groove diameter is. I got it wrote down somewhere, but I didn't bring that information out. I do chamber cast, and I check the muzzle and the throat, and from what I saw, there's very little difference in the groove diameter between those two dimensions. So I'm going to pause it. Well, I'm going to try and make a windage adjustment, but the screw in here is pretty snug, and rather than booger it all up, I'm just going to leave it like that and try some Kentucky and see how it goes. So, okay, I need to get on the here. I need a new these cheap ones, they break off at the base of the eyepiece. So we are really high and right. So if I aim in the lower corner of this silhouette, I may do it. Okay. Let's see what happens. Really can't. Whew. Man, that trigger pull was something else. Yeah, these are popping right out where they weren't the other day. Well, not the other day, but the last time I was out. Yeah, that's pretty close. Anyway, I'm just really what I'm doing is I want to fire for this brass, and I'm not going to bore you with watching me shoot all this. I'm going to do some Kentucky windage. So we'll go back down there. See that fly out there? That's pretty cool. I can't really see down the bore, but it feels like I'm getting a complete burn here on this powder. Recoil's not too bad considering it's not a very light gun. That's working great. Ooh, that one was a little tight. That's all right. It'll fire for him. Very nice. Very nice. I've been waiting for quite a while to get back out here. And with my hunting gear on, it's not so bad out here. I can see the filler flying out the end of the barrel there. Okay. This gun handles a smokeless pretty well. It is a very stout gun. It's a very well made gun. And as I understand it, this shoots the same bullet as the M95, but that's not correct. It's the straight pull Austrian, the early black powder version, and it is an Austrian, so is the other gun. So, yeah, I'd like to get one of them Austrian straight pulls, but I wouldn't shoot smokeless in it. Not the early black powder version. Alright, I don't have a exact aim point, so okay, I want to look and see how we're doing. Yeah, if I had an aim point down there, probably do a lot better. So yeah, but we're just fire foreman today, and so I'm going to stop the video, and then at the break I'll take you down there. Like I said, I'm not going to bore you with
1 minute to ceasefire. 1 minute.
A bunch of just watching me shoot, and I will say this is an amazingly well-made gun. The bore on this was pristine, and I do believe there's a windage adjustment here, but I cannot get that screw loose. So I don't want to booger up a screw using the regular screwdriver. So, okay, well, let's pause it. Alright, so I'm going to show you the damage. If I had an aim point rather than just pointing in that general area using my Kentucky windage, I think I would have got better groups. But that's okay. You know, I like the old firearms. Actually, I like military surplus in general. And the majority of my firearms are military surplus. And so I was aiming right in here. And as you can see, my original point aim was here, and I was up here, so I thought I'd do some Kentucky windage. And so I didn't have anything specific to aim at. And I think that could do better, because I'm looking here and I see that. And you got some here, and then I got a bullseye. So yeah, cool. Well, I'm going to fire form the rest of those. I'm not going to put all that on camera. So I'll see you in the next video. And I'll just walk you back up. As you can see, it's pretty sunny day with some clouds. In northern Indiana, we're in the upper 20s, lower 30s. Right at the moment, I can't tell you exactly what it was. It was like 27 when I pulled in, and that's Fahrenheit. And there's still some ice on the ground, but it's starting to melt off a little bit. So yeah, gotta be careful. My old ass slip on that, I break something. Alright, well, you know, I want to show you some stuff. You can see I can't handle the firearm at the moment, but that is a rotary breech, and it swings this way. And if I push down on that, there's an ejector down there that pops out. There's like a cam set up on this rotary breech attached to the ejector, and that's how that works. It does have a half cock position. This is full cock, to where it stays off of the firing pin, so you can rotate the breech. It's a really cool setup. It's pretty unique. I don't know if you can see the unit marks, but they're right here. Honestly, I don't know how to read those. And it does say Werndl here somewhere, and it probably doesn't show up on camera. It's a really unique firearm. I don't know if there's any other ones out there that has that particular design, but that is really cool. It does have a fixed front sight, and that screw's a little kajiggered. I'm going to have to fix that. But you can see there's a dovetail right here, maybe, and I think you can slide it left or right and adjust windage. Okay. See. Alright, let's get you a close-up of how this thing works. Close, back. Now it does have a half cock, or stays off of the firing pin. Full cock. And you see, let's see. And then when I pull that back, I can rotate the breech. It just flies out. Now, you can watch, if you can see in there, when I do this, the extractor right down there ejector, extractor, I'm not sure what the right term is for that one. Ejector, I would guess. Pushes that out. See right here, there's a cam. And my guess is that's what works the ejector. So, it's pretty cool how this thing works. And I'll do another one. Very heavy trigger pull. But it comes out. It's nicely fire formed. Cool, huh? Well, I fire formed. I had two that failed to fire. I don't know what the issue was. Bad primers. Because they didn't squib. If their primer was any good, they would have squibbed. But yeah, now I'm going to do a trim on all of these and go from there. Now, this rifle space is on the rim, but the rim on these 348 Winchesters is so the camera cut off. I don't know where it cut off. So anyway, I was saying these headspace off of the shoulder, and they normally would headspace off of the rim. But the rim is a little thin on these compared to the original cartridge. So what I'll be doing is just neck sizing. I will not full length resize these because they're fire formed. All right. Well, I shot all that brass up, and once the camera cuts out on me again, I'll show you. I went ahead and went back to the aim point I'd started with originally, just to get an idea of what kind of grouping we're getting. Instead of using Kentucky windage. And so went back to aiming right here, and I fire formed all of that. So not bad at all.